This right here is a super easy to build but also very efficient mob XP farm in Minecraft. It will give you over 5,000 drops per hour and tons of levels too. At first glance, this might look like the standard mob farm that we all know, but it is a brand new design that uses a special trick to increase spawn rates without needing any redstone. Here are the materials that you need, and now let's check out how to build it. First of all, just like most other mob farms, this one needs to be built 128 blocks in the air. I personally built it over an ocean, but you don't have to do that. Once we are 128 blocks up, we want to create a platform to stand on. For this farm design in specific, I would recommend to make it 6 by 13. After the platform is done, place down a double chest in this position right here, followed by 4 hoppers all pointing into the chest. On top of the hoppers, you then want to either place slabs or, like I do right here, campfires so you can turn this farm into an automatic one if you like. For the time being though, we switch off the campfires with our shovel. Now, take a couple more building blocks and position them on the ground around the outside of the hoppers. This is so that we later don't accidentally get too close to the mobs. Okay, for this next step, it's very important that you get the number of blocks right. Over these building blocks that we just made, we want to go 2 blocks higher. However, the ring in the middle, we delete that again so that we can later attack the mobs from all 4 sides. On top of this quote-unquote floating ring here, you want to go up 20 more blocks. Once you're done with this tower, place down 2 temporary blocks on one side to then make 4 fence gates against them. Then open up the fence gates and delete the temporary blocks. Now, to all 4 sides, you want to create a sort of cross shape going out by 3 blocks. Then go up by 1 block and extend outward by 4 more. Once the cross is done, go into the middle and stand on one of these edges and start building a wall around the whole thing. In the middle, it needs to be 3 blocks high, but on the outside, you only need 2. Lastly, go and add water on the outsides of this cross. In order for the mobs to even run into this trench, we now need to place trapdoors all around this cross and then flap them down. Now, fill up the space between the arms of the cross with more building blocks so that we have a total of 4 platforms like this. Once the platforms are done, go to one of the sides that sticks out and use it to start building a wall around the whole thing. This wall needs to be 2 blocks high. Lastly, we want to prevent spiders from spawning in this farm, so what we do is place down a couple of carpets exactly like I show right here. The first one at the very center, and then make a pattern like this with 2 blocks of free space in all directions. By the way, in case you don't have enough wool to make all those carpets, you could also just use trapdoors instead. And that would be the first finished spawn platform. If you wanted to, you could already go and make a roof out of slabs over the whole thing and have a small little functioning mob farm. The rates though will be pretty crappy. So here's our special trick that I haven't seen anyone do before, which fixes exactly this problem. See, this classic mob farm design can only feature up to 3 platforms. The reason for that is that mobs which spawn further than 32 blocks away from you usually don't move by themselves and can't walk into the middle. However, with a little adjustment to the build, we can completely fix that issue. In fact, for this video, I actually gave this farm 10 spawning platforms. So here's how you do it. First of all, we go back down to our little AFK platform. On the back side now, we want to extend it by 2 more blocks because we need that extra space. Now, we place down 1 block of soul sand like this, and then we make a glass tower construction around it like I show in the background. This is later going to turn into a bubble elevator to quickly lift us up. When it comes to how high to make this elevator, that depends on how many spawning platforms you're actually making, and I would recommend to make the elevator so that the top is around about on the same height as the middle spawning platform. So, in the case of this farm, I built my elevator up to platform 5. By the way, you don't need to use glass blocks for this, you can make the elevator out of any building block. Just one thing that I would recommend is make a little wall on the outside around the top, just so that you don't accidentally fall off to the side when you go up. At the bottom on the side, we then want to dig a little hole that we fill up with water so that we can jump off the top of the elevator to go down very quickly. To prevent the water from flowing out, we're just gonna place 2 signs. However, as you can see, the way the elevator is right now, it doesn't work yet. The reason for that is that the water is currently still flowing, and for a bubble elevator, we need still water. The quickest way to fix that is to just take a bunch of kelp and place it into the entire elevator shaft. You can then just delete it again, and now all your flowing water has turned into still water, and the elevator will work like a charm. But now, how does this elevator fix the farm? See, the way it works is like this. While you are standing down on the AFK platform, mobs will spawn all across the farm. I'm just gonna quickly make the farm itself invisible so you can see the mob distribution a bit better. However, as we previously said, while you're standing down here, most of the mobs are too high to actually be able to walk. So, we jump into the elevator, which will catapult us up to the mobs. Now, all the mobs are in the 32 block movement range and will start walking into the pits. Just AFK for 5 to 10 seconds on top of the elevator, and then you can go back down. As you see, a whole bunch of mobs from all 10 platforms have made their way down. Now, you take them out with your sword, and while you do that, the next round of mobs is already spawning in. So after you've emptied the farm, just hop back into the elevator for 10 seconds, rinse, and repeat. This way, you keep all 10 platforms active all the time, which massively increases the spawn rates in comparison to the normal design. And if you want to have an even stronger mob XP farm giving you over 10,000 drops per hour, then don't miss this video right here. See you next time, and until then, craft well.